Hi everyone, it's Anna. Welcome to the Thursday card in this week's tarot story. So today we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. The number 6 connects to integrity and harmony, and pentacles are connected to the physical realms. They're about money and jobs and hobbies, your physical wellness and vitality, and a resource, that kind of thing. So the image, if we turn it upright, shows a rich man giving alms to two poor men. So you might think at first this is a card about inequality or lack of harmony, but actually the man's also holding up a scale, which is balance, showing there's a balance point here. And I always think this card connects to the balance we have to achieve for harmony between giving and receiving. One person's giving, two are receiving, and that creates harmonic balance. This also suggests to me that if you're going to have balance and integrity, you have to receive twice as much as you give, which is interesting. That's just my interpretation of this. There's two guys receiving. We got to receive twice as much as we give for things to stay stable. This card came to us reversed. So often when this card comes reversed, it suggests to me that we need to be mindful of our receiving. Something is unbalanced, and it is probably receiving. The reason I say that is because that's usually the people who are interested in what I'm doing. They're usually better at giving than receiving. And we're all better at one than the other. Like if you're better at giving, you can actually burn yourself out and exhaust yourself, taking more responsibility in the world and not getting nourished back, right? If you're better at receiving, then you end up feeling stagnant in the world because your gifts are not making it out of you, right? So the reversal here suggests to me in this particular spread that we need to look at where we are not receiving well. And I think this makes a lot of sense combined with yesterday's card, which was the Knight of Cups. I talked about how the Knight of Cups is the romantic knight, right? He's singing songs and writing poetry and going into the world, right? So the Knight is an action taker, which is it's connected to the act of giving, right? So the Knight is out there giving his love, letting his heart flow. But how is he receiving? I think that's a really important question because, again, if you're really good at expressing yourself, if you have lots of poetry in your heart or art to create, that is your gift in the world, right? How do you allow yourself to receive from that? That's going to be less comfortable for us. I will say for myself, I'm a singer and I sing. I have sung out with my partner. He and I used to go out a lot, right? And the way I would do it is I want to sing. That's my Knight of Cups, right? I want to sing in the world. But I would kind of like forget there was an audience. That's how I would always do it, is I would forget there was an audience. So in other words, I'm doing it entirely kind of in my own echo chamber, in my head. I am out there in the world, but I'm pretending I'm not out there in the world and sort of shutting down this theory that anyone's receiving it, which means when people would come up to me later, I wasn't prepared for them to offer me anything back, right? I wasn't looking to receive anything back from them, like compliments or anything like that. So I know that there's a disconnect there for me personally, that I want to be able to just say what I want to say and then like be left alone. But this card reminds us that's not how it works. The romantic Knight of Cups has to be loving, but also receive love. So we don't want to shut down the receiver, just give our gift world and shut down the receiver, because that means we're going to end up, there is joy in giving. There's joy in that action step, but it also is exhausting. It also takes energy out of us. And if you're not receiving in equal measure, or maybe even more than equal measure, you're going to end up burning out. So it's a special challenge for me, particularly challenging for me, to really consider this, to make room for this, and to kind of walk into this place of discomfort to receive. But you have to do them both. You have to give and receive properly, or something goes awry. And I will say for me in the last few years, I've noticed there are some physical consequences to me not receiving well. So I'm really having to address this closely. So consider where you might be offering your gift in the world, but then cutting off the response. Let's say you're doing something kind for somebody and you don't let them say thank you, or you're singing in the world, you're creating art, but you don't let someone tell you how beautiful and meaningful it is. Or even you're offering words of love and you don't let them say it back. Like, look at that. That's a disconnect. That's a disconnect in the flow. And when you're young, you can get away with it. When I was in my 20s, I can get away with it, right? But I'm in my 50s now. So the more you live with that, the more the disconnect becomes problematic. You really have to solve it, or you'll end up not having anything left to give. So that's our card for today. See you tomorrow for our last one. Bye.